Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said a million times, this is the attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. This is that video that I've been promising or threatening, depending on how much you either like or dislike my videos. It's 12 kind of obscure, maybe not as watched, maybe not as talked about movies and the shows around Christmas. So, like I said in the previous installment of this 12 movie thing, these aren't in any particular order, and they're not ranked as far as good or bad or, any of that stuff. I will say, though, that the order, like the first video I did of the 12, the first and last movie have a connection. And like the last video, I'm going to go through some honorable mentions, although there could be hundreds of honorable mentions, because it seems like every TV show or thing had, a Christmas episode. So, without further ado, the first honorable mention is Ultraman Taro. There was a Christmas episode in this, and I believe my son said it was episode number 38. There was 2 Octonaut Christmas specials. Ultraman Max had a Christmas episode, I guess, and I think he said it was episode 26 in that set. This movie we have already watched this year. It's kind of Christmassy. It's a lot of snow. 95% of the movie takes place in the snow. We have this character here who's kind of like Santa. This is the new slipcover for this particular movie. And last of the honorable mentions, which I don't know if this is really a Christmas, there's snow, but the Gruffalo's Child. And of course, there's many, Thomas the Tank Engine had Christmas episodes. Like I said, you could name 100. I just wanted to pull out some honorable mentions. So, to start with the list, and like I did in the last episode, I believe up here, I'm not going to announce every number, but up here I'll put the number from 12 down to 1. And over here I will put the year of the movie. So if you don't hear the year while I'm talking, that's where it'll be. First up, this movie, it's a TV movie, A Miser Brothers Christmas. I talked to some people at work, and they seem to not know that this even existed. Of course, this is like a continuation of The Year Without a Santa Claus, Rankin and Bass movie. The quality of this visually isn't quite as good, or anywhere near as good, but it does have 2 original voices. It has the Heat Miser, the guy that did the Heat Miser, and Mickey Rooney reprises his role as Santa Claus. So that's number 12. And that's the last I'll mention the numbers. Next up, this one, depending on what circles you are in, isn't really too obscure. It's Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It's just one of those quirky, old-time B-movie-esque, if that's a real phrase. And I loved the artwork in this this particular set, and that was the limited slipcover that came with it. Essentially, the Martians kidnap Santa, and then, the rest of the movie is trying to get Santa back, I guess. But I have already watched this year, and of course I love it. like I say, these rankings aren't whether we love the movies. They're just movies that aren't talked about as much. Next up is one I almost never hear anybody talking about. It is Santa Who. That's a little glary and nice white cover. It is starring Leslie Nielsen as Santa Claus who loses his memory. Back in the day, it seemed like Leslie Nielsen was the hot commodity. He was Mr. Magoo, and he made a pile of movies in probably a 10-year span. I had gotten this actually off of eBay because I don't think anybody had a copy of it otherwise. So that's that one. Next up is The Christmas Dream, a silent movie from the master, or whatever he is here, the first wizard of cinema, George Méliès. If you know anything about, like I said before, these early silent movies, some of them are quite short, but this is probably one of the older Christmas movies on the list. And I got this box set quite a while ago. Has quite a few movies on it, but there's that one, and I did watch it before this episode. Next up is a kind of a classic. It's one I don't hear a lot about, and I think I mentioned it in a previous video. It's The Man Who Invented Christmas, the story of Charles Dickens writing the book. And I believe, like I mentioned, I don't know that, how much of this is real and how much of it is, theatrically made up. But we enjoyed it. We watched it this year. We enjoyed it. Christopher Plummer's in it, and he, of course, is excellent in it. So there's that one. Next up, another oldie but goodie. This is a Laurel and Hardy movie, if you know who they are. It is March of the Wooden Soldiers, which I guess is a like Babes in Toyland retelling. This has the color version and the black and white version. I'd gotten this a while ago. I associate this movie more with Thanksgiving because it seemed like it was always playing around Thanksgiving, but it is in fact a Christmas movie. Laurel and Hardy are toy makers, and there's some giant wooden soldiers. So there's that one. Next up is a cartoon, and I don't have it unwrapped, but The Christmas Tree. We discovered this movie, or at least my youngest son, because another YouTuber was making fun of this movie, and it is, by all accounts, a bad movie. But because it was so fun watching him make fun of the movie, we got it, and we don't watch it often. In fact, like I said, it's still wrapped. But I think we watched it on YouTube or somewhere a couple of years ago. So there's that one. Next up, I don't know if it's unheard of, but it's one we didn't really see or hear about too much. It's Holiday Affair with Robert Mitchum. This is one of those movies we saw on TCM or one of them channels and ended up ordering it. We only watched this one once. So during our Christmas break, we might watch it again. So that's that one. Next up is another one of them Martian movies. It is The Christmas Martian. I got this off of Vinegar Syndrome through, I think, one of their partner labels. And I already watched this year. I like this movie. Obviously, it's a Canadian release. So if you're from Canada, this might not be as rare to you as possibly someone in the US. But for what it is, I thought it was very enjoyable. And like I say, I already watched it this year. And I believe I did a review of this. And I also did a review of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians last year. So that's that one. Next up is another silent movie. It is The Christmas Angel. Again, from this guy, George Méliès. This is this release was, like it says, encore. It was movies that were kind of discovered after the big box set was already out, so they put it on a smaller box set. It's not very long, as you can imagine, being an early silent movie. I think it's from 1904, but like I say, I'll have it posted here somewhere. I watched it this year, and most of these silent movies, aren't completely silent. There's usually, a piano or some kind of musical accompaniment. So that's that one. 2 more to go. This one is, I don't know if it's obscure, but we watched it one time and I don't know. We didn't think much of it at the time, but maybe we'll rewatch it because, like I said, I'm a big proponent of rewatching movies to get a better feel for them. But anyway, it's the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, put out by Disney. I guess it's pretty close to the same artwork. And like I did say, watched it once. So maybe we'll have to give her another viewing this year. And last but not least, the movie that's tied to the 12th one on the list. It is the live action version of The Year Without a Santa Claus, starring John Goodman and Delta Burke. I hardly hear anybody talking about this movie. Obviously, if you're a Rankin and Bass fan, all these remakes probably aren't going to jive with you too much, and you're going to stick with the original. But that's the connection back to the 12th movie on the list, or TV special. So there you go. How many of these movies did you know about? I would almost guarantee there had to be at least one in here that you'd never heard of. But if you know some kind of obscure or little talked about movies for Christmas, of course, leave a comment down in the comment section. Like I always say, I love to discuss this stuff. So until next time, when I'll be in the attic with a completely different movie, possibly reviewing a movie. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.